How you
Hi, good
doing?
morning to you.
How you
I'm
doing? Good.
good. I'm good.
It's
Very
cold
good.
over.
Good.
Yeah, we got a cool front over here. We're in the
Yeah.
states over in New Orleans, but normally for New Orleans, it's gonna be
Okay.
cool overnight and
Yeah.
hot in the morning. So it'll be hot when the sun comes out.
Okay. It's cold
Absolutely,
and it's rainy here.
it's
So
cold and rainy.
a good combination, a good cocktail.
Got you. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about
Yeah.
immune. We're talking about chronic diseases in the immune system, right?
Yeah, it's the shared causes, the root cause, because
Mm.
sometimes you hear people say, I have chronic disease, or even me, sometimes when I'm posting, it's chronic disease and autoimmune disease. So,
Mm.
what are the differences and how do they have the commonalities? Because they share root causes.
Okay, good stuff.
And
Good stuff.
so in this podcast, we're going to look at how do you and I can have the same cause but have different diseases, like
Okay, good stuff.
different symptoms. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, take it away. Take it away.
Okay, so welcome to everyone, and thank you for being here this morning, this afternoon, or maybe from whatever you're listening to. Thank you for being here. So, as I said, is shared root causes of autoimmune and chronic diseases. Okay. So whether you're having rheumatism, arthritis, Hashimoto, which affects the thyroid, lupus, or multiple sclerosis, or whatever disease you have, most of them have the same root causes. And we are going to look at 10 factors that all these diseases share in common. Okay. Don't hesitate to intervene and ask me questions. Okay. So let's
Gotcha.
dive in. Okay.
All right.
Did you know that autoimmune diseases are among top 10 cause of death in women below 65 years old?
Yeah.
Top 10. That's they're
Below 60.
becoming like below 65. Yeah. That means that we are having more and more autoimmune and chronic diseases than we had 50 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and most of these diseases they affect women, so women are more vulnerable to catching these diseases. In every four people, three are women who have these diagnoses. So women, they are kind of men are kind of preserved, but I am not saying they're not suffering, but we can see that a majority of people who have chronic and autoimmune diseases are women, which is yeah, it's really devastating. So these diseases are not random. They happen because we have imbalances within our system. And so it can be from nervous system, immune system, or digestive system. These are mostly the organs that are going to be leading to the chronic or autoimmune diseases. Now, let's look at what makes the difference between an autoimmune disease and a chronic disease. Autoimmune disease, and to note there are more than 100 autoimmune diseases. So you have the immune system that is involved into the disease. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, which is involving autoimmunity. That the immune system is getting confused and is attacking the self being the body.
Right.
Okay. That could be the joints, it can be eyes, it can be thyroid, gut. These can be Hashimoto, multiple sclerosis, celiac disease, and also, as I mentioned, rheumatoid arthritis. Not too confused with arthritis. Okay. Now, chronic diseases are different because they develop over time. These are mostly due to lifestyle. So we look at type 2 diabetes, obesity, we're looking at heart disease, kidney disease. The immune system is not really involved in the progress of the disease, even if it's going to be somehow affected.
Right.
So do you get the difference?
I get it.
So chronic illnesses or chronic diseases are more lifestyle related, while the immune system, it's more, I mean, autoimmune diseases is more immune system that is involved. Okay. You have any
Okay.
question? You have any question?
No, right. Continue.
Okay. So here is where they overlap. Many autoimmune diseases become chronic because if they're not treated in time, like, if you have chronic autoimmune disease that is affecting you for many years now, that is a chronic disease. Okay. And many chronic disease can also affect immune system because we are going to see that when it comes to gut relationship with the immune system, the chronic diseases are involved as well. So that's where they overlap. Even if chronic illness, it's not related with autoimmune attacking the body, the immune system is still involved because it's the one that is guarding you. To be just clarify, the immune system is your army, right? It's the one that is guiding you. It's the one that is protecting you. So wherever there is inflammation, the immune system is involved.
Gotcha.
We are together? Okay, so here are 10 causes that are shared among the 10 root causes that are shared among the autoimmune diseases and chronic diseases. Genetics. Every time you go to your doctor, if you have a disease, they are going to ask you who is in your family has the same disease as you. Like, right. Or just they'll ask you about your kidney. Do you have anyone with heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, or any health? They are going to relate that to the factor of genetics. But here's the catch. You might have genetic family background that has a disease, but your way of living, that's what we call the lifestyle, and in scientific we call this epigenetics. This is what is going to determine if that disease is going to develop or not. That means it's like genetics are like a keyboard, okay, the piano. So you have the keyboard. It's there, it's set. You can't change anything. However, for you to listen to the music, someone has to play the piano, right? Have to press the keys. And this is how your lifestyle, how you are dealing with your life will go. It's going to read the genetic material. So you have that capacity to turn on or turn off the genes according to the lifestyle.
Gotcha.
So that's why we say, for example, there is maybe 5, some scientific studies says it's from 5 to 15% of diseases are caused by genes. The rest is how your life is being read, your environment, your food. We're going to look at that. So that's genetic. So genetics can be affected by the lifestyle. The other thing is the modern diet. Today, what we are eating has almost nothing to do with what our grandparents were eating. Now, when I say grandparents, it depends the age of the person, but for me or for you and I, for example, our grandparents were eating quite a different diet than we're eating today. So today's diet, it's responsible of creating diseases because it's full of processed. And when I say processed, I'm talking ultra processed food, high in sugar, high in seed oils, chemicals, food dyes, and all that. These are the ones that are going to affect the immune system because when the immune system doesn't recognize this, we have to not forget that you come with a genetic material that is from your ancestors, your great parents, and what they ate contributes to who you are today. So if these foods that we're eating today, the immune system doesn't really recognize them. So they create chaos in our system. Second, these ultra processed food, they also affect how the gut lining, the health of health gut lining. And when I'm talking about gut lining, I'm referring to the small intestine where the food is absorbed. And this place is so thin in such a way that it can tear up.
Right.
And when you imagine a wood if you hurt yourself, if you cut yourself, or if someone you have seen a skin fall and you bruise your skin, that's almost the same way that the gut lining can happen to gut lining when you eat certain food. So when we talk about gut lining, we are speaking about that barrier it's a barrier actually that differentiates us as humans from outside. Meaning that and I don't want to go into detail because that's another podcast. It's long to explain that. Meaning that whenever you eat, unless it gets to that intestinal barrier where it's being absorbed, that food will never get into you. Okay.
Right.
It will just go out and you take it it goes to the feces. So the gut lining is where the food is being absorbed, and it's also where the immune system is, and it's also that part that is very delicate and it can get torn. So the modern diet affects that. The third thing that affects the outcome of autoimmune diseases and chronic diseases is the cooking method. So we have tendencies of cooking in high heat,
Right.
frying, roasting, grilling food. And when we might appreciate these foods because they taste good, especially when they are caramelized or they have this crust that is, I don't know, the bread. For example, when you look at breads and biscuits, they have that crunchy crust, they have that crunchy effect.
Yeah.
Those things, and that even browning color itself, the cooking makes them create compounds. We call these as advanced glycation end products, AGs, and you can find the article in foodandheal.com about that, those chemicals. And these chemicals, when they get to our system, they accelerate aging and they create inflammation. Okay.
You said increase inflammation?
Yeah, they increase inflammation and they also accelerate aging. Actually, it's like I know that I don't know if everyone knows about that, but when you leave a nail outside or something metallic outside, it's going to oxidize and have that browning effect.
Yeah.
The rust, and that rusting, that effect happens also to our cells. So these foods, the body can make its own glycation end products, but when we are eating a large amount of food that is highly with this compound, we are causing inflammation in our body. Okay, so it would be to choose the best and gentle ways of cooking food.
Right.
The other thing that affects, that causes, it's a root cause. It's leaky gut. And going back to the gut lining, and what is a leaky gut? A leaky gut is that part of that part of smaller intestine where the food is being absorbed and it becomes leaky, that it lets the food get inside. And when that part of the body of small intestine is affected, the food that is not well digested will get into the bloodstream. Now, also, what comes with pathogens, toxins can get into the bloodstream, and that is going to activate the immune system. And we have that immune system that is continuing to try to attack the food that is coming in, and at the same time is going to maybe attack the body, the cells.
Right.
Okay. Mostly in my programs, when I'm helping women, we focus first with healing the gut, because that's where a majority of the immune system is being activated. I remember once again, I say the immune system is just behind that gut lining. Okay.
So the immune system is like a defense mechanism, right?
It is our defense mechanism, and it is in the gut line. It's behind the gut. That's where it is, because that's where the things are entering. So like, where would you place your army, right? Would you place your army where in the airport, for example, because that's where people are coming in, or in the frontiers where people are coming in or things are coming inside? That's where you place your army. So the immune system is just behind the gut lining, and that's because that's where the food is coming in, and it can be activated when there are these microbes or food particles that are getting into the bloodstream. The fifth is the gut microbiome imbalance. When we talk about the gut microbiome, we are talking about the colon. That's where we have a huge a home for the microbes that are living in us. The microbes are viruses, parasites, fungi, bacteria. They are all living together in a homeostasis until something happens, and that balance is disrupted. And when that balance is disrupted, we are talking about the gut microbiome imbalance. And it can be caused by anything from stress, diet, toxins, and stress. Did I say stress? Yeah. So the immune system is trained by the gut microbiome. So when you don't have a balanced microbiome, now your immune system gets confused, because when we talk about imbalance, we are talking of more of pathogenic bacteria being more, and you have less good health promoting bacteria. So when you have, and your immune system, we scientifically or maybe naturally would imagine your immune system is trained by the healthy promoting bacteria. So if those healthy promoting bacteria decrease, your immune system also get confused.
Gotcha.
So we would tend to, that's also another part that I really work with women when I'm working with clients, is to look at how can you promote to have a healthy gut microbiome. I also have an articles actually in foodandheal.com, where you can read more about gut microbiome. And I think we did a podcast, and I asked you if you can redo it again, right? You remember?
Yeah.
Trent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other factor is pathogenic microbes. And these pathogens can be viruses, bacteria, yeast that get into your system. Once again, how do they get to your system? We catch infections all the time. We had like COVID that is still almost going on till today. It's most of this North Hemisphere, we are going to winter where we are going to have more infections coming from viruses. So how do they get into our system? They can be through respiratory, or we go back to the gut, the lining of the gut, if that leaky gut is letting the pathogens get inside. So these pathogens can activate the immune system. But here's the worst thing that happens is these pathogens, because they are so intelligent, they can mimic. Mimic means they can try to look like you. They can try to look like a protein in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So they hide in the system, so that they're hiding from the immune system. So the immune system will not know the difference between the pathogen and yourself. So that's why we keep on saying the immune system is attacking you. It's not attacking you. It's attacking the microbes that are already looking like you. They are mimicking yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And these pathogens are like Epstein-Barr, Candida, and your mycoplasma. they are more involved in autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. And it's very hard for people to know, I mean, for immune system to know which is which. And also for people when it comes to treatment, because the treatment don't go beyond just reducing the pain. The other factor that autoimmune diseases and chronic diseases share is the environmental toxins. Our world is full of pollutions. We are saturated with a lot of chemicals. We can look at plastics. We look at pesticide, insecticides, even what as we use in the house, the clothes we wear, everything. I think almost wherever we are, we have toxins that are coming through our body, even through the creams and all that. And these are disrupting our hormones, and they're also disrupting our immune system. So they can overwhelm the liver, because the liver is the one that is, the liver and the kidney are involved, the detoxifying, and they're going to really overload the liver. Okay, so the best thing would be we try the best we can to reduce the toxicity and from the environment. Okay. The other one, I am in number 8, is nutrient deficiency. Wow, how can your nutrients be involved in your autoimmune disease, you may ask? Okay, chronic inflammation doesn't only cause pain, but it also drains nutrients from you. So when we have leaky gut and we have imbalanced gut microbiome, they reduce the body's ability to absorb nutrients. Once again, we go back to the lining of the gut that is leaky, that is letting the things get inside. Now, the absorption of nutrients happens in that place. That's what I said. And if that part is torn, you're going to absorb less nutrients.
Right.
Okay. When you have gut microbiome that is imbalanced, it's also going to affect how you're having nutrients, because some of the gut microbes, when we eat food, the food that is not digested and didn't get absorbed goes to feed the gut microbiome. And some of these microbiome, they produce nutrients for us, and they also facilitate nutrient absorption. Okay, so we need to look at gut health, and we look at the microbes. The other one is overactivated immune system. When we have these microbes getting into our system, the food particles that are getting into our bloodstream, we have the immune system that is overreacted, which is normal, right? Like if you have people who are coming into your house all the time, your alarm is going to be on all the time, right? Or if you look at the country there, if there are invaders who are coming, imagine like the country where I'm in now, in France, and we hear there are invaders from a country, when the immune system, the army is going to be reinforced, and we are going to put them all over so that they can help to reduce the attack. So the immune system is not overreacting for a wrong reason. It is because it's there to defend you. Now, the problematic is we have tendencies of calming the immune system. Like I have autoimmune disease, that the most medication that I was given were to suppress that immune system. And so when you suppress the immune system, what happens? You become more vulnerable to getting more infections, because nothing is stopping them. So you become more vulnerable. So overreacted immune system, it's not something we are supposed to go and just put medication and say you calm down, but we are supposed to help the immune system in a way that it can just know how to attack the viruses and the pathogens and not to attack the cells. And it's a way to retrain it. But yourself, you can't retrain the immune system. You need a gut microbiome that is going to retrain the immune system. Okay.
Gotcha.
It's like getting it to come into regulate it in a way that it's a healthy one. You can have a very low immune system that is not helping you, and you can have that overreacted that is also causing a lot of inflammation. And the last one is the modern life, the way we live our lifestyle.
Right.
We are what I can say, we live in a high chronic stress. We have a lot of negative thoughts. We have different kind of foods that we're eating that are not giving us nutrients. And most of all, we are in an era where we are so much connected to our devices. So we get so much disconnected. I understand there are people who are even now, they're so anxious, especially there is a generation where they're so anxious in interacting with people because all their life, what they know is just interacting with devices. And that itself can disconnect or can disrupt the nervous system.
Right.
And when the nervous system is activated, you're going to stay on that flight, freeze, or fight mode. You're under stress. And that can cause a lot of diseases that are nervous system involved. Okay. So we need, and you stay in a survival mode without, and when you have that survival mode, you don't have the digestion happening. You have inflammation going up, and you make more cortisol, which also disrupt the gut microbiome and also the gut lining. So we need to bring back the nervous system to come back to people, we connect with others, and also to look in a way how we can, you know, calm the nervous system by going to the nature, eating healthily, sleeping healthily, and all kind of stuff.
Now, I was having
Okay.
a conversation with my cousin over the weekend. He
Hmm.
was telling me about how he was, yeah, gone to the doctor and some tests, and he's having some health issues, right?
Yeah.
And he recently, not recently, maybe about 3 years, he lost his mother and his father,
Hmm.
like right behind each other.
Okay.
And he's been a nervous wreck and eating all the wrong foods, and he just imbalanced. So I was like, dude, the things that you're consuming, you're really messing with your nervous system because everything about you is off balance and
Hmm.
it affects it. He said, man, how is that affecting it? I'm like, dude, everything starts around the nervous system. If you're disrupting things, I said
Hmm.
you have to consume better, get better nutrients in your body and whatnot. But he had no idea that what he's consuming is affecting his nervous system.
Yeah, yeah. Most people don't have that idea, that knowledge that, yeah, what you're eating is really affecting your nervous system.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I didn't know that either. I didn't know that either until you started telling me these different things about, the nervous system. But
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
able to, talk to him about it. I'm like, dude, he's got to be mindful of what you're consuming. And
Yeah.
he had no idea that processed foods is the culprit to the majority of his issues.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I totally see that. I worked with a woman who was having depression, and I remember the first thing I asked her was, what kind of food are you eating?
right.
And I told her, if you can, because these are things that you can buy freely from the pharmacy, you go and buy these supplements, because from what I'm seeing, you might be lacking nutrients. And within 2 weeks after supplementing, she was She was telling me, I'm feeling much better. I'm sleeping much better now. And yeah, the food we are eating, and especially when we are eating these highly processed food, they have no nutrients. They have a lot of sugar, yes, they have a lot of calories, but they are not feeding our cells
at all.
at all. And I would not, I would be the first one to say, before I used to be very moody, I would just be triggered by a lot of things, very simple things. But when I started really implementing my diet, even when I get to react, I'm like, oh, what's up? You know, you get to question yourself, what's up?
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Before it's just like that's the way life is. Like it's normal to react. It's normal to get bad thoughts. It's more, but no, it's like if you don't have the right nutrients, your immune system, your nervous system is suffering, and you need to feed that.
Here in the
So
States, people talk about comfort food and what have you and that, but
yeah, yeah.
really comfort food is really not comfort food.
It's not comfort at all.
It's not comfort. It's not
It's not
comfort at all.
comfort at all. Yeah. It's and this marketing, it's really disturbing us because
Yeah,
you like, for me as a food blogger, and I'm creating food recipes, and all I'm seeing is the comfort food. You say, okay, but that comfort food, how is it even comforting in the first place?
exactly. If it's making you sluggish, and
Yeah, how is it
that's
comforting?
not
It's
comfort.
not faulting you at all. And people are looking at those things. They are looking into eating those things. Yes, there is a time where, like now, it's going to be cold here, and I can't lie to you. When I go out and I come inside and
Mhm.
it's cold, I'm almost freezing. I don't want to take that smoothie because it's cold.
Exactly.
It's cold.
Exactly. Exactly. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example about comfort foods because sometimes I have a tendency to fall off the wagon as far as eating the wrong things, and
Yeah,
now since someone is very well trained diet,
yeah,
my body rejects it, and when my body rejects that type of food, I feel just sluggish and icky, and I start feeling things that I haven't felt in years. Like, oh man, I should have messed with that pizza. I shouldn't have. You know what I mean?
yeah. The body
Is
will
it?
let you know very easily, very quickly. You,
And
if
very
you get,
quickly,
when you get into that system where you're eating only healthy food, you
right?
make a slide, and the body is like, "Whoa, what is
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
We are not
That
used to this
changed.
thing." Yeah,
That changed
the,
everything, like sugar
mhm,
intake, everything, everything. A lot of plant-based stuff. Like now for sweeteners, I got this
mhm,
plant-based sweetener.
mhm.
Because I do drink the coffee, whatever, the
Okay,
tea.
okay, yeah,
So I do like plant-based sweetener, but anytime I'm dealing with something that got sugar in it,
mhm.
when I tell you, my body rejects it, and my body let me know, like, hey, this is not what we're doing. We're not doing this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get used to it. Yeah, in me, I got used to taking without sugar, so I can take coffee without sugar. That was
Right,
a bit hard, but although I don't drink that much coffee, though. But yeah, it's something that you can also go up to. But anyway, if your sweetener is sweet, it's healthy. There's no problem like that. It's not everything that is, even if it's sweetening some food, it's not everything that is bad. Okay,
right.
we have to know the limits. We're not going to say honey is bad, neither. Or we like I like what do you call this? Blackstrap molasses as well. Tons of minerals, and that's a good thing as well if you take it in moderation.
Right.
Okay, so
Everything, got to do it in moderation, like even with the healthy stuff. So,
yeah, the health is. There is a problem. I don't know why I was listening this, and yeah, I was talking to someone who we were talking like when people she has someone who has a problem with inflammation, and we are talking about how she goes to families or friends, and they're like, When she says she can't eat certain foods, I'm like, I know you can't. It's not about not eating. It's just
Hmm.
eating with moderation.
That's
Like
right.
you can eat, you can enjoy. And that's the problematic with healthy people. They don't understand people who are sick, who are suffering with inflammation. No, you can eat everything. You just eat in moderation. But no, my body doesn't need that moderation. It needs like you quit that
Exactly.
thing.
That's
And
right.
it can be, and she was telling me, I feel isolated because I when I want to go and have these meals with my family, they don't understand that I can react to that food. So it's quite difficult sometimes for people. But anyway, it's
I
we get to
found,
learn.
like I was telling my cousin over the weekend, man, with discipline and consistency, you could turn
You can turn.
your lifestyle around as far as health wise, right? You can turn it
Hmm.
around.
Yeah, for
And I
sure,
did
for
it.
sure.
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just, and what actually got me to that point was this situation.
Hmm.
I never want to feel like I'm out of control of my body, like I can't control my limbs or anything like that. Because when this initially happened to me, I, I could literally see myself. I couldn't control my arms. I couldn't control my leg. None of that. When that bleed on the brain came, I couldn't control anything. That's the most fearful thing I've ever experienced in my life. And this is why I'm so into fitness now, so into dieting and whatnot, because I never want to feel that way again. I never want to feel that way again.
I
That is the
understand.
most frightening feeling in the world. You can't control and it's out of your control.
Yeah.
And you just watching it happen to yourself in real time. It's very frightening.
I totally agree with you. So we go back to why do these diseases happen in different organs? Like you had a stroke. I'm here with autoimmune diseases, and I just said this they share the same commonalities. So, well, for me, it's a disease that comes with the
Mhm.
genetics. I know my upbringing and a lot of medication. I also took a lot of antibiotics. These and so my upbringing, which means I was so traumatized, I saw so much other stress, contributed to the disease developing itself. Okay. So when we look at you, as you said, and I'm not going to go into your what do you call that personal life, but you went through stress by losing your mother, your
Yeah.
brother, your and you know, as you just said, your diet wasn't that good. And
Mhm.
so these are things that contributed to you having what you have. And so,
Yeah.
how do these diseases come to? We have the same root causes, but we have different diseases. This comes to our upbringing. That means your history, your medical history, your past. That means if you had lived with a lot of stress, trauma, we are talking about your toxin exposure. We have what do you call this, metals, because there are people who have heavy metals in their system as well. All these, they're going to determine which organ is less which is vulnerable. Okay, so if you have taken frequent antibiotics for a long term, for like you can take many series. There are people who like within a year they have maybe taken 4 times their antibiotics.
Hmm.
There are others like for me, I took for 1 full year I took antibiotics. That means knowing that antibiotics, one series, when I'm talking about one series, is you're going to be prescribed the antibiotics for maybe 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
And when you take that, and the doctors are going to tell you, you have to finish that 10 days. When me, I'm just like, I just want one day. You
No, I'm
take
not
for 10
taking it.
days. You take for 10 days. And so if you take those frequently, they are going to wipe up your gut microbiome. And that is going to be more gut issues. It's going to relate to gut issues because it's going to create a gut what am I talking about? Dysbiosis, imbalance. So when you have chronic stress or trauma, you're going to have nervous system disorders that are coming up. You're going to have depression, anxiety, and the rest of these things. When you have poor diet, it's highly processed, you might have skin, joints, and organs that are being affected. Then we can see type 2 diabetes. We can talk about obesity. These are related to the diet, for example. Okay, so depending on which system in your body that is weak, that's where the disease is going to show up.
Right.
Not that,
Man,
and these are just sometimes just names. It's not like it's something new. It's just like sometimes there are some doctors and some research would just say it's the naming just makes the pharmaceutical become more richer because you just have one thing. We have all the same root causes, and we have seen that people who go into mainly plant-based, I'm not saying you have to go strictly plant-based, but you have more plants as food, you're going to reduce a lot of inflammation.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this is why, and I want to give you your flowers while you're here. This is why this program is very, very important. When we're talking about health, man, and what to consume and not to consume, and the correct nutrients and all that stuff. That's very important, man. Even when we're visiting these doctors, right? Even with my doctor, let's say, I was speaking to my brother last week, and he just changed his primary doctor, and he did that because the conversation he and I were having over coffee, because as I, encouraged him to join the gym and try to take control of his health and whatnot. It's like, man, you need a doctor that you can engage. You don't need a doctor just constantly, because he has chronic arthritis, right? And I'm like, dude, you got to engage this guy. If he's not going to engage with you, just every time you tell him something aches and he's writing prescriptions, that's not the guy for you. That is not the guy for you. You need to change the doctor. So he changed the doctor, and lo and behold, he got an African doctor, which was good. He got an African doctor. That African doctor's engaging him and, just telling him different things outside of medicine could help his disease. Instead of just writing him scripts with every ache in every situation.
Yeah.
I mean, this program is very important because not only has it taught me, the people that follow us.
Yes, the people who are listening. Yeah, I think it's the era where the doctors were second to God. Like you have to swallow everything they take. Now you really have to question what is. We have to question. Is it and it's not just. It's not with the disrespect. I respect doctors because they save lives, for sure. They save lives. They have saved us in many ways. But there is a place where ourselves, we don't have to delegate everything, our health, to someone.
Exactly.
You need to feel, and we are in a place where we are capable of listening and educating ourselves. And and also that questioning, is it this good for me? I also remember that time where I could go to the doctor, I have these symptoms, and I'm taking medication, and medicine is not working, and he could only change the medicine. And it's not because he is doing something wrong, it's just that's all he knows. He doesn't know more beyond that. And I think today the doctors, especially those who don't engage in re-educating themselves, catching up with the new researches and all that, we can fall short, especially for the patients when they are seeing the same person, the same doctor who is not informing themselves. And especially, I have nothing against the old doctors. but they have anchored, they have years of knowledge and all that. And if they're not coming today to look at what is happening into the new research and all that, it can be
Right.
very problematic for the patients who are suffering these new diseases, because they are diseases that weren't there 60 years ago. And we have to get informed. So
Right.
yeah, we need to be, you know take part.
Yeah,
It's
you
our
have
health.
to.
You have to take part of your
I'll give
health.
you an example. When I'm speaking on my situation,
Mm,
when I'm speaking to people, they think that I'm taking a ton of prescription drugs. Like, nah,
mm.
not at all. It's
No,
like, well, what
no.
are you doing? I was like, I combat that by doing my research
Hmm, hmm.
and what's best for me, asking, hey, this thing that you're prescribing me, what's the side effects? I need to know the side effects, and I make that decision then on whether I'm going to do that or combat it with something holistic.
Hmm, hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's very important, man, that we engage these physicians and we just don't take their word for it.
yeah.
Just like
We need to.
Catherine, I respect, their knowledge and, you know, the many years that they, practice,
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
practice medicine.
Hmm.
You know, they doing research as well. Got to be honest with you. They're doing research as well. So just don't take it, at first glance when they say, "Oh, yeah, I got to write the script for you." Nah, let's talk about this. Let's work through it first before I start
Yeah,
consuming this, putting this toxic into my body. Because
yeah,
remember, still, when you're doing prescription drugs, that's still a foreign object going into your body.
yeah. There is that thing. Sometimes we get stuck, and because this is ignorance, and I am one of them. It's taking a
Yeah,
tablet, taking medicine. We just think, oh, this is for my joints.
yeah.
And the medicine is not going straight to your joints. It's going to the
No,
bloodstream, and it's
go to
going to
the
be supplied.
bloodstream first.
It's going to supply it everywhere, even your head
Exactly.
is part of it.
That's right.
And so the problematic comes in, it's when that medicine goes to the part that they don't need that medicine. The medicine has an information and is telling that part to do something. So that's why the side effects are, because, well, it went to the knee, it calmed the inflammation, but when it went to my hair or my eye, what did it tell to my eye? Told
Exactly.
about another different story, and
Not
that
only
becomes
that, what did it do to my eye?
what
You
did
know
it
what
do?
I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. And so we have to be very conscious about, if we are taking medicine, yes, they can help us calm inflammation, but yeah, that painkiller went to your head and the headache went off, but it
Right.
went also to your heart, it went to your ovaries, what did they say to them? So being like we are taking medicine just for like, it's helping what? It's helping calm inflammation, but it's also telling the cells to do something else. We
That's
have to
right.
be conscious with that. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So before I forget, for autoimmune conditions to develop, they require five things. Genetic, that's what we said. We have to have genetic vulnerability to predisposed. You can have this, but that doesn't mean you will have it. Um, Imbalance of gut microbes, so that is gut microbiome imbalance. We talked about the ones that are promoting health and the one that are promoting unhealthy outcome. Intestinal permeability, that is leaky gut. Immune response, that is the immune getting activated so that it can attack something, and immune cells attacking health cells. So this is when the immune cells becomes, the immune system become confused and start attacking you. It's not attacking you because it want to, because we have that general stuff. What is autoimmune? Autoimmune is a disease that the immune system attacks your body. It's not attacking you. It's trying to protect you from something that resembles you.
Exactly.
So when we look at it, we can work on the four like imbalance of the gut microbes. We can work on leaky gut. You can calm your immune system, but you can change your genes. You can only try to work on how they are expressing themselves. Okay.
Gotcha.
So that was it for me, unless you have a question.
No, I actually have a suggestion. No, no question, no suggestion. Is it
Yeah.
okay if we actually talk about cancer
Cancer?
um next Thursday? Yes.
We already talked about cancer.
Yeah, but here in the States is cancer awareness.
Oh, October. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Is it over in France? Is it cancer awareness or what month is it?
It's cancer awareness also. October is a cancer awareness
Okay, so
month.
it's the same time. Yeah,
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time.
Uh,
Can we
what
do
would
that?
you? Yeah, we have a podcast about it. We have about cancer and breast cancer, but we
We
can
do.
talk about it. Yeah, we
Yeah,
do have those too. But if you
gotcha.
want to, we can go back to it.
Okay,
You send me
sounds
questions. You could send me topics that you'd like us to touch on.
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sound good. Sound good. Okay,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
stuff. As always, folks, you could always catch Catherine and I. Actually, we're here on a Monday, so I know it's kind of different for you guys to see us on a Monday, but we didn't do it last Thursday, so I was like, hey, let's get it in on Monday. You know, Catherine was ready, but I wasn't. Let's just say that. I'll take responsibility for that. I'll take responsibility for not
Yeah.
being ready last Thursday. So we'll be back this Thursday. So we're double dipping this week. So
Yeah.
we'll be back Thursday at our regularly
Mm,
scheduled time.
mm.
Regular scheduled time here in the States, also over in France. So it's regular scheduled time. So we'll be back on Thursday, this Thursday. So good stuff, man.
In
I'm
two,
gonna
yeah,
go ahead.
three,
I'm sorry.
4 days. Yeah, I'm saying in 4 days time.
Yeah, yeah. And as always, you guys can catch us on Spotify, Apple, and subscribe. Subscribe. That's promote. That helps us promote these podcasts and this platform. And we truly appreciate if you guys subscribe. So I see you guys supporting, but you guys are not hitting that subscribe button. So you can get it for free over on YouTube if you want to see the visual. Um, there's a fee for the listing. If you're listing over on Apple and Spotify and all that stuff, there's a fee for that. A small fee, in which $1.99, and you get a plethora of different podcasts and whatnot on a platform that helps me produce these podcasts. That helps the platform produce. That helps me distribute the funds to help the people that help me. So good stuff. We truly appreciate you guys. Catherine, you want to close out for us?
Thank you for that, and thank you for tuning in, listening, and yeah, as Trent said, also participating. That's really good. You can find me in foodandheal.com. That's where you can get my articles and also recipes. I am more publishing educational articles as well. Also having social media, Facebook, um, Instagram, and also YouTube. You can find me as Catherine Gedu. And let's continue helping and enjoying this life together.
And pick up that book, man. She has a wonderful book on inflammation.
I have one.
Inflammation
One of
eggs.
yeah, they have a book on the best anti-inflammatory breakfast. It's not here with me, but you can find it in Amazon, and you just type Catherine Gedu, and it's going to come up.
Good stuff.
Thank
She
you,
has a
thank you,
wonderful
thank you
site,
so much.
foodandheal.com. That's food, the letter N, heal.com,
Come,
where
yes.
she does blogs, and it's a wonderful site, good recipes and everything. So you guys
Thank
check